In this lesson, we'll apply what we've learned and make this web page responsive. First, let's do a program analysis. The whole page is made of 6 parts. To make things more obvious, I've set a different color to each part. The yellow area is the container. Every page element are placed inside it. At this moment, its width is fixed. Inside the container, we've got 5 elements. The width of header, navibar, and footer are decided by their parent div. They don't have a fixed width. But the width of the main area and the sidebar are fixed. This means we need to take care of them during media query. To display the main area and the sidebar in the same line, we need to float them. The main area is floated to the left and the sidebar to the right. In our previous lessons, we've mentioned that floated elements won't generate height for their parent divs and will actually interact with normal flow elements defined behind them. So to solve this problem, we need to clear both. In front of the footer div, we put an empty div and assign clear both to it. If we remove this empty div, the size of the footer area will become rather big. If you don't know why, please review the previous lessons. Now that we've done this program analysis, next we're adapting it to normal sized screens and tablets. For normal sized screens and tablets, we want the container to be as wide as the browser window. @ media, parenthesis, and curly brackets. The breakpoint between large screen and normal sized screens is 1199 pixels. Inside the parenthesis, we put the condition max width 1199 pixel. Inside the curly brackets, we switch all pixel value into percentage value. We select the container and set its width to 100%. Then we select the main area and set its width to 75%. For the sidebar, we set its width to 21%. Refresh the page and we can see the media query we just set up has taken effect right away. When the browser is wider than 1200 pixel, the width of the container will be fixed to 1080 pixel. If we lower the browser width to below 1199 pixel, the container will be as wide as the browser window. So next, let's adapt the web page to cell phones. The breakpoint for phones is 767 pixels, so we set the condition to max width 767 pixel. Because the cell phone screen is quite narrow, we can't display the main area and the sidebar all on the same line. But the solution is simple. We cancel their float setting. First, we set the width of the container to 100%. Then we select the main area and cancel its float. We set its width to 100%. For the sidebar, we do exactly the same thing. Refresh the page and lower the browser width, and we can see the web page can now adapt itself to phone screens. The sidebar will be moved to below the main area. Actually, the CSS properties we assigned to the main and sidebar class are the same. Therefore, we can do this assignment simultaneously. But before we end this lesson, we've got a dead corner to clear. We've emphasized that appearance order is vital for CSS. What do you think would happen if we switch the order of the 2 media queries? When the browser width is lower than 767 pixels, it actually means both the 2 media queries will be executed. CSS properties from the first query will be applied first. Then CSS properties from the second one will be applied and override identical settings from the first query. This explains the width change of the main area and the sidebar. Now we've got 2 solutions for this. First, we make sure we've got the order correct, or alternatively, we can add another condition to the second query. We set the condition to smaller than 1199 pixel and also bigger than 768 pixel. Then the problem's solved.